On Friday, April 9, 2021, the world said goodbye to one of rap's most recognizable voices, Earl Simmons, also known as DMX. According to the New York Times, he had been admitted to White Plains Hospital after suffering a catastrophic cardiac arrest, where he was put on life support before passing away. He was only 50 years old. There was a time in the late 1990s and early 2000s that DMX was the biggest name in rap. His signature gravelly growl and dark, savage attitude, when combined with bangers like Rough Riders Anthem and Party Up, helped propel DMX into overnight megastardom. As DMX himself explained to GQ in a career breakdown, he was the first artist in music history whose first 2 back-to-back albums went to #1, reached platinum status, and were also released in a single year. Those 2 albums, It's Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood in 1998, sold 7 million copies between them, according to Slate.
It took me 13 years to get a record deal. You go get more than a couple albums out of me.
DMX's troubled rise to the top was not easy, and neither was his attempt to stay there. From a childhood spent circulating through group homes to an adulthood spent struggling with substance abuse, DMX was embroiled in constant combat. The name he gave himself as a teenager represents not only his self-made strengths, but the wounds he carried.
I thank God for my problems as much as I thank Him for my blessings, and because they're equally relevant to my life.
Even though DMX shouldn't be remembered for being a troubled person, it's important to know his history to understand his choices, including his name. Over the course of his life, he was jailed about 30 times, according to GQ, on charges related to assault, drugs, robbery, violating probation, and more. His crack addiction started at age 14 with a laced blunt, as Billboard reported. He was arrested for drunk driving in 2013, $1.7 million in tax evasion in 2017, and was released from jail as well as checked into rehab in 2019. These hard-to-shake, self-destructive habits come from the same place as his artistic authenticity, growing up in an abusive household in Yonkers, New York. He said in the 2019 interview at GQ that he only had 20 teeth left, and all jokes aside, he did lose 2 teeth at the hands of his mother, literally, when he was 6. According to Slate, he roamed his neighborhood befriending stray dogs to avoid going back home, and when he got older, he used attack dogs to intimidate his victims, as the New York Times noted. After being kicked out of school in the 5th grade, he circulated around juvenile detention halls and group homes, and took to crime and hip-hop for money and salvation, respectively. He said, "I'd rob 3 times a day, before school, after school, and late night." Through the 1980s and early 90s, DMX circulated around the New York rap scene and caught the attention of Def Jam. His first single, Get At Me Dog, was the perfect introduction to his hyper-aggressive persona and lyricism. By that time, DMX had already adopted his hip-hop name and its hard bark-like syllables. Contrary to popular rumors that DMX stands for Darkman X, the name simply comes from the Oberheim DMX drum machine that the star used when he started beatboxing at age 16. On Rule 42, he's quoted as saying, "Since I felt I was nice by the beats, I took that. It was strong, powerful. I liked the 3 letters and thought that it would be cool to make them stand for different things. I was no longer Earl Simmons or even Crazy Earl. I was DMX, DMX the beatbox enforcer." DMX's gruff, brutal veneer shielded his thoughtfulness and humor from the world. In his GQ interview, he mentioned regretting the one time in his life he referred to someone as a bum, and he's also answered questions like whether or not he's ever voted by quickly saying, "I'm a felon." This sensitivity and humor to the very end were a testament to the rapper's inner strength. Rest in peace, DMX.